You're listening to KFWB News Talk 980. My name is Les Brown, and we welcome you to our program, and I invite you to call. The number to call is 888-539-2980, 888-539-2980. Why do I invite you to call? Because I want to hear your story. I want to know, do you have high self-esteem? How do you feel about yourself? Do you like yourself? How do you know that? If you'd asked me this question before the program and before this personal inventory I took yesterday for about 4 or 5 hours writing, and somebody questioned me on that this morning, I would have said, of course I like myself. In fact, I love myself. But it's easy to say that. See, if we say you really love yourself, it shows up in a variety of areas. Now, they're saying that there's a link between men in their 60s seem to like themselves. Wealthy, rich, happily married men are at their highest when they're in their 60s in terms of their self-esteem. Women, their level of confidence don't peak until they're in their 80s and 90s. I find that shocking. I want to hear from some ladies on this one up in here. Do you like yourself? Do you love yourself? Does it show up in how you treat yourself? Do you take care of yourself? Are you letting yourself go? Okay, let me talk with Rodney right now. Rodney, hello. How are you, Rodney, in Anaheim? Thank you so much for calling in the program. Rodney, do you like yourself?
Hey, Les, how are you doing?
Man, I'm great.
Brown's baby boy, how are you?
I'm great, and so are you.
Thank you. I am great, and so are you too, Les. Hey, Les, this is pretty interesting that you're talking about this subject right now. I was just sitting down last night at McCormick and Smith's eating dinner, and I was watching as different couples was coming in, and I was like, I got a little bummer. Then I said, wait a minute, Rodney, you love yourself, and you can be by yourself and eating dinner tonight and still love yourself.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I just said that to myself the other day, and also I share with people, you know, you have to love yourself before you can love anyone else.
Yeah. Now, are you married?
I'm separated.
You're separated.
I'm married, but I'm separated.
Okay. Now, let me ask you some questions here.
Okay.
How do you measure? Do you know when it is that Rodney doesn't feel good about Rodney? What are the things that you do when you don't feel good about yourself?
When I don't feel good about myself, I have a vibrational mechanism inside of me that just says, "Wait a minute, Rodney, that's not a good feeling."
No, I don't want you to get metaphysical on me. I mean, tell me the behaviors. How does it show up in your behavior? Do you drink? Do you smoke? Do you procrastinate?
No.
What are the things that you do that show you that you're out of alignment with yourself? Do you exercise? Do you have a regular health program for yourself, Rodney?
I do. I walk a lot. I do a lot of walking. I get massages on a regular basis.
So you pamper yourself.
I do.
Okay, but
having guys say, "Oh, that's women's stuff." I said, "No." I said, "It might be for you, but I say I love myself."
No, I get at least 3 massages a week, so it's good for the lymphatic system and your immune system. But let me ask you this, Rodney. I'm trying to get up in here because I want to peel away. All of us have moments in our lives where we stop and look and say, "Wait a minute, I'm off track here. I'm not myself. I'm not connecting with myself." There's certain things that we do that we can get an indication that we're out of alignment.
You know, I think for me, my body starts telling me that. I start to get headaches.
Mm-hmm.
I start to get on a physical thing. I would get rashes on my arms, and that's from stress.
Yes.
Because I'm bald headed now, so I don't have. I used to have alopecia, but since I'm bald headed, I can't see the little rings in my head. Where
the grass does not grow on a busy street, so it's okay.
That's it.
Okay, I guess what I'm trying to peel away to, there's some times when you look at yourself and say, you know what, I need to get myself together because I'm not quite myself now, and so you don't have those kind of moments other than the rashes and the alopecia and the other things that you're talking about.
The headaches, and then different aches and pains in my body.
Okay, yeah. See, in my case, I allowed myself to get overweight. I wasn't eating correctly. When I started looking at, do I really love myself? I realize now that I've known a long time that in order to be here for a long time, you got to have a minimum of an 80% plant-based diet. I know that. I've spent time at the Optimal Institute 15 years ago when I was diagnosed with prostate cancer in San Diego. All the things that I learned there, I stopped doing those things. And so when I realized, when I look at my eating, when I look at the fact that I have not been exercising, that I was overweight, every pound that I'm overweight takes 14 years off my life. When I look at the fact that I've not been doing the healthy things that I know I need to do to be here, I didn't have a game plan and a strategy to be here, that what I was saying didn't mean nothing. It was just a bowl of warm spit because my actions spoke louder than my words. Am I making sense on that?
You are on that, Les.
Okay, thank you, my brother. I appreciate you calling in, and thank you so much for listening.
Les, also
yes.
check out this book, The Biology of Belief by Dr. Bruce Lipton.
Oh, yes, I have that book. Absolutely. And yes, it's very powerful. I'm listening to it. I have the audio and the book. I appreciate you. The mark of greatness is upon you, Rodney. Okay, you take care.
Doing, brother.
Well, certainly. Lucky. Love you. All right, thank you. Gabrielle, how are you?
Les, how you doing, man?
Man, I'm great. I feel like I'm God's only child, but hearing your voice and the people calling me, I know he's got some other children out there somewhere.
That's good to hear, man. I just wanted to chime in and let you know that I absolutely agree that wealth and health play big time into self-esteem. I can definitely say that I'm a testament to that theory, and certainly...
Okay, tell me, why do you say that? What do you mean by that you're a testament to that theory, that you feel better when you have more money?
Well, let me just say this. I mean, let's turn it around on you. You know, you have the ability to articulate your thoughts on the radio. You have a successful career, and I think that's part of why you're happy on a regular basis, why you're able to giggle so easily, why you're able to laugh so easily. All of those things are kind of linked directly to your success. So I'd say a person's success and their creativity and their ability to make big things happen in their life plays right into their self-esteem. And ultimately, that energy, people around that person feel that energy on a consistent basis.
Well, if you talk to anybody around me, even when I didn't have the radio show, even when I wasn't making money, I was the same person. I have the same laughter, had the same level of enjoyment. I'm mischievous. I'm a person that I really do enjoy life. But what I realized, though, when I looked at my health, there's an old saying, wherever you find yourself at some point in time, you made an appointment to be there. I have not been taking care of myself to the extent that I should. And when people really love themselves, it's beyond just wealth and how much money you have, because I have some friends who have a lot of money, but they're in poor health. They're more concerned about the kind of oil they put in their car than the garbage they put in their bodies. And I have a friend who's made millions of dollars and having a chain of stores all across the country, and he weighs over 400 pounds. I don't get that. I don't get that. You can't tell me you love yourself and you weigh over 400 pounds and you've got over $50 million in the bank. Something's wrong up in there. Am I making sense with you on that?
Absolutely. I guess what I'm alluding to is the fact that if you're able to marry the two, you're able to have success financially. You're able to have success from a health perspective. Put food on your family's table, and that makes a man feel good.
Oh, absolutely. Yes, it does make us feel good when we can do that, when we can handle that. And I've seen people who didn't have a penny, man. 2 pennies to rub together, and they were so happy. I wanted to ask them, tell me why y'all happy. Because if I don't have no money, my blood pressure goes up, okay? But in the midst of it, how we show up in life has a lot to do not only with the things that we earn, but our own internal compass for ourselves and having a life of meaning and contribution. Would you agree?
I would agree, but I happen to think that they go hand in hand.
Yes.
I guess what I'm saying is when you're creative and you're out in the world and you're doing important work, oftentimes that tends to put you in a situation where you're financially competent and you're able to take care of yourself and you're able to take care of your family, which in turn directly translates into self-esteem, in my opinion.
Yes. Okay. I appreciate you calling in and sharing that. I appreciate you so much. The mark of greatness is upon you. I can hear it in your voice. Take care, my friend.
Take care, brother.
Yes, thank you. Hey, listen, the number to call is 888-539-2980. We're talking about self-esteem. Let's have the conversation. Do you really like yourself? And if you don't, call up. Let's get a breakthrough. Let's work on that. The number to call is 888-539-2980. I'm really looking at that. There's a self-esteem instrument that I'm going to bring on here and say at some point in time wouldn't have everybody take it. I'm going to take it myself. 888-539-2980. I want to hear your story around you love yourself or you don't, and what's the story with that. My name is Les Brown. You're listening to KFWB News Talk 980.
ever wanted to design your own ring, there's only one place to go.
That's Jared.
At Jared the Galleria of Jewelry, it's easy to create a ring that's yours and yours alone. First, choose from hundreds of beautiful settings. Then select from thousands of certified diamonds, including the Peerless Diamond, the ideal